the more practiced you get at working with factoring trinomials, the easier it is to guess at what the answer is going to be before you start. And a lot of that just goes back to what you understand and remember about FOIL and how FOIL works. Guessing and trial and error is not always the best way to factor, and I would suggest that you never say that a polynomial is prime until you have attempted trial and error and attempted the AC method. It's too easy to miss possibilities when you're using trial and error to truly be convinced that the polynomial is prime. But really, the method for trial and error is nice. The first step, guess using what you know about FOIL. And that really is what we're trying to do. We're trying to guess at what we believe the answer is going to look like based on what you understand about FOIL. So I would suggest to you that you always have to check your work using multiplication because you are truly guessing at what the answer might look like. The first thing I would say is when you are using trial and error, you want to use it when the lead coefficient is either 1 or a very simple, potentially prime number, maybe 2, maybe 3. As you start getting up into numbers with lots of factors, trial and error becomes a very difficult way to factor. In this case, we know from FOIL that the lead term is going to be created using the f in FOIL first, and so we can be pretty confident that these factorizations are going to look a very specific way. They're going to be x plus something and x plus something. That's really the only way that we can create x squared as our lead term. From there, we want to start trying to figure out what's going to go in our last term, right? The FOIL, the L stands for last, and so we're going to be looking for two numbers that multiply together to be negative 10. And so what goes in on this line and this line will have to multiply together to be negative 10. What we don't know is whether it's negative 1 and positive 10, positive 1 and negative 10, positive 2 and negative 5, negative 2 and positive 5. And so we want to try to use what we know to help us out. So we know that the O and the I are going to come together to create the middle term of positive 3x. And so as we're trying to guess at this, we're looking for two numbers that will multiply together to be negative 10 and will add together to be positive 3. And in this case, positive 5 and negative 2 work, right? 5 times negative 2 is negative 10, and 5 plus negative 2 is positive 3, and so this should work as our factorization. Again, it's a guess, so we want to check. X times x is x squared. Our outer gives x times negative 2, which is negative 2x. Our inner gives 5 times x, which is 5x, and 5x plus negative 2x is 3x. And then our last gives us negative 10. And so this does check.